First, I'm going to go over the HTML code. So they gave us some code already, like I said, and you kind of see these less than and greater than signs. And these are called tags. And this is called an HTML tag specifically because it has HTML inside of it. And it also has a partner. And whenever you click on it, you can kind of see or if you highlight it, you can kind of see down here, there's another one with the same exact name, except that has a slash. So this is called the HTML closing tag. And this one, I guess, would be called the open tag. So that's important. You do need to have partners for some of these tags. So for example, here's another tag, the head tag. And I'm pretty sure it has a partner. Yep, right here. So slash head. That's how you close the tag. So everything between the open and the closing tag is inside of the head tag. And it's just because it's in between the start and the end. Right? So all this is inside the header tag. We can kind of ignore it for now. It has the header tag is in charge of like setting up your website and like looking for certain libraries in there. It also can put a name on top of your website. So like this right here at the top, that's the name of your website. Currently, we're not looking at the website. If you wanted to, you could open your website on another tab. And right here is the name of the website, Replit. So if you want it, you could change it. You could say like pixel art or something. And when you change it, I think you just click run. And over here, I think you have to refresh. Yeah, pixel art. So the name changed. I'm not sure if you guys can see that at the top, the tab, but yeah. So this is just setting up your website, as I said. It's also telling us that we're going to be using CSS, which is one of our other files. And in the body, this is the important part of the website. This is what you actually see. So anything between the open and the end of the body. So currently we have just one thing inside, this script one. That one's telling us we're going to be using JS, but anything in here will actually show up inside of your website. So for example, if we type in hello, it should pop up here. And if you go to your other website, it should also pop up here. So yeah, the body is in charge of actually showing stuff to the website. Let's use a H1 tag. So I'm going to change my P tag. And I'm going to use this as big words. So it's going to be like a title. And let's just put, I'm going to put pixel art. Pixel art, the name of our website. So H1 is a header tag, and there's different sizes. You notice I put a 1. You can put 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think it gets smaller and smaller, but I'm going to keep it as big as possible. All right, so let's actually start with the lesson, now that I kind of went over HTML stuff. And we're going to start by making a div tag. So I'm going to do this underneath our title. And the div tag needs an open and a closing one. And we're actually going to do something inside of the open tag. We're going to give it an ID. So this is even another way for you to kind of classify things. So now we know that this div tag has an ID called art. So you have to give the ID in the open tag. So that's why I had to put it inside the less than and greater than sign. And we're going to use this later on in order to use this. So div tag, I guess I didn't mention what it is, but it's I think it's short for divider or something, but it's just like it's not very specific thing. It's more like a grouping. So we can put a bunch of stuff in here and it will kind of group it all together for us. And this is going to be useful to create our drawing grid. So this is what we're about to start making. So if you remember, we're going to have this 8x8 square. So this is going to be the art div, this entire thing all together. So that's what we're leading up to right now. All right. So I think first, though, we're going to want to go over some of the other code we have to do. So we have a CSS file I didn't really go over yet. So HTML is in charge of putting stuff on the website. CSS is in charge of stylizing stuff. So if we wanted to change the background color, if we wanted to change like how this is formatted, like if we wanted to be centered, we could use CSS for that. So it's in charge of kind of like stylizing our website. So we're going to be telling the art to be a table. So we're going to start by saying hashtag art. And this is a keyword, the hashtag, and it lets us know, look for anything with the ID art inside of our HTML. So if you remember, we gave a div and it has an ID of art. So that's exactly why we added the ID. It's so that in CSS, we can tell it to do something. So hashtag art is short for basically find anything with the ID art. And after you do that, you're going to put curly brackets. So open curly bracket and closing curly bracket. And this is just to let us know what to put inside of art or change about it. And we are going to then start changing some stuff about art. So we're going to say the display setting is going to be a table. And this is useful if you want to do like like a 4x4 grid, or tic-tac-toe even, if you wanted that. It's useful to use a table to have that sort of rows and columns type thing. So you're going to say display, colon, and then table. And then you end it with a semicolon. So I'm changing the display setting, and I'm making it the table option. So this will be helpful once we want to put squares side by side and then have more squares underneath it. It'll look really nice. It'll look like a all-together grid for our drawing area. All right, and then we're going to have another setting called border space, what's that called? Dash spacing. So I believe this is for how far apart each square is going to be. And I think we're going to give it 1 pixel. So you're going to say border hashtag spacing or border dash spacing colon and then 1 px. Px is short for pixel. So that's like 1 pixel is like, one tiny square on your screen. So it's not going to be very far apart. And then we have another setting we're going to do, and it's going to be the background color. So I mentioned that you can change the color. So the back of our table is going to be black. Like I did everything right. Oh, it came. Okay, it worked. It took a while, but it actually came through. That was scary. I thought I had done something wrong. All right, so white changes it to white, black, back to black. Ooh, we did it. We did it.